This is a Strathmore Tone Tan sketchbook, and I filled it with lots of messy work, experiments, mixed media, portraits, and I just pretty much let go of perfection in this sketchbook. So let's just get started. If you know, you know, I usually don't do anything on the first page or two. These were done back in, I believe, 2021. I did the sketches with coal erase pencils. The coloring I did with Copic markers and then a little bit of colored pencils. I try sometimes to push myself out of my comfort zone, and so I will sketch or paint while I'm watching a movie, the characters or the people in the movie. And so my granddaughter and I watched the movie Luca a lot. She loves that movie. And so this is where I try to do that. This one I did with a fine liner, and the background is Posca marker, and then just a little bit of white colored pencil for the highlights. When I used a coal erase pencil for the sketch, and then Copic markers, and then the background again is Posca marker. I have no idea what I was doing here. This one is one I love. There is an app called Sketchy app, or now I think it's called the Museum app. I'll put it on the screen. But if you like to do portraits, and you need references, it's a perfect place for free references. Anyway, this reference came from there, and I call it Crazy Hair Day. I mixed colored pencils, ink pens, and fine liners. This reference was also from that same app, and it's using the same materials. I just outlined it with a Posca. I love the silly face she was making. This one is also from that app, using the same materials. This one was done with ink pen, and this was the first attempt, and it looked nothing like her. So then I tried again, and this one looks a little bit more like her. My proportions were really off with this one, but I was using an ink pen, so of course I couldn't erase. And but I kept going. I finished it out, and then again I went to this one, and this was a little bit better. Okay, so this is a page I obviously either missed or skipped. This one I did with ink pen and Copic markers, and this blue is Posca markers. But I like what I did here with this. This one was done, the reference is again from, I believe, the Sketchy app, and it was done in 2021. I just started doing these flowers with my favorite temper paint sticks. And then I cut them out and just glued them all on the page. And yes, they come off the page and they're peeling and ripped or whatever. But again, it was just trying something. And yeah. This reference is also from the Sketchy app. This one I used a combination of colored pencils and Posca markers, and I like the way I rendered her sweater. This is another example of one where I tried and the proportions were off. This is with colored pencils. I don't think I mixed ink pen in here. I think this is just all colored pencil. Anyway, the proportions were off, so then I tried it again, and this one was a little bit better. There are parts of this that I like. I like the colors and soothing colors. Anyway, and the background is done with Posca markers. Okay, so all of those were like, again, like 2021. And so then we skip here till this is like 2025. This is when I started using the Line of Action site. I love that site to start practicing time drawings because I draw and paint so slow. Here's another one. And this one I did with, I want to say this is gouache. I'm pretty sure this is gouache. Here's some more of those time sketches on Line of Action. And this is what I call scribble doodles. If you know, you know. I like to do these to relax. And I used, let me get them, my Woodies. These are by Stabilo. They call them Woodies. And use these. And if you've never used them before, you color with them and then you add water. You can add water. Like the Neo color. These were more time sketches. Here again, really practicing different expressions. And this is where I started using my watercolor in here. And I love the effect of, I'm reaching again, my watercolors that I talk about all the time that I love as well. This set, you can tell how much I use it. Anyway, I use those here. And so it was like, I believe my first time using watercolor on toned paper. And I just like the way it looks. Yes, it kind of warps the paper or whatever, but I don't care about that because this is my sketchbook. But I like the way these came out. Okay, so this one, for this particular one, I'm pretty sure I used the Woodies on both of these pages. But here, what I was trying to do is, I'm reaching again, if my voice is fading, for the washi tape. So, you know, like I said, I taped it off. And then after I was done, I lifted it. This one, I mixed quite a few things here. I think it was Woodies, colored pencils. I know this is India ink. I'm not sure what else, but you know, I was just trying something different. And then I had these receipts from when my sister, she travels quite a bit. And so I just liked these receipts. So I put those on there, just something different. This one is done with oil pastels. This was done in 2025 with oil pastels. It came out pretty nice. This one was done with watercolor. I believe this is watercolor and not Copics. Yes, it's watercolor. I have a lot of sketchbook paper, so I just cut these out and added those to it. Just trying to get some texture and add something different. Okay, so this one was a mixture of, I believe I did that wax resist again on here. This is why I said before, I mentioned it in another video, that I try now to write down what I used, the materials I used, and any kind of special techniques and dates. Because I have old sketchbooks where I don't either know the dates or I don't remember what I used. And so because I use a lot of different mediums, I'm trying to get better with that. But I believe, I don't know, I think I did I might have done that I've done it before, the crayon, where you do with the crayon first, the wax resist and the watercolor, and then markers and color pencils. These are more time sketches. And again, this is where that messy comes in. Everything is not gonna, you know, this is my practice. So here, what I was doing, these were 3-minute ones, each one. Yes, 3 minutes for each one. I know that's a long time for some people, but for me, that's not a lot of time. And if you see these numbers, this is my first try, second try, third try. I kept trying it over and over again to see if I would improve. And by the last one, I was able to use the watercolor, but I actually like the fourth one the best. So, and then here I was, again, practicing timed sketches. And this one down here is a picture of Michael Jackson when he was younger was my reference. And if you, many of you probably will never know this, but the date definitely dates me. But there used to be a Michael Jackson cartoon, a Jackson 5 cartoon, and this kind of reminds me of that cartoon. Anyway, okay, here I mentioned her channel quite a bit, Art by Heather. Oh God, yeah, I'll put it on the screen. How am I not? I'm almost positive it's Art by Heather. But anyway, I will put it on the screen if I'm saying it wrong. But anyway, she will post pictures for you to do along with her. And this was one of my favorite sessions doing with her. I love this page. I love fish. I love the colors. I love the way the colors pop on the tone paper. Now, after I finished the session with her, my intent was to add like coral and seaweed and things like that in the background, but I never got a chance to do it. This one is done with oil pastels. For the most part, I like the way this one came out. I like it rendering freckles, and so I enjoyed doing this page. The glasses are a little bit off. There's certain things that are not quite right, but overall I like it. This page, it didn't come out the way I had envisioned, but it is what it is. I just did different birds with different mediums. And then I decided to add some text here. This was, I believe, a sticker. I think this is a sticker, or was it off a bag? I'm not sure, but I added that in. And here I remember this background, I want to say it was pastels, and I didn't like it, so I scraped it off. And if you look closely, I'll try to get a close-up of it. You'll see, yeah, I scraped it off. And I liked a lot better with it scraped off because, I don't know, I didn't like what I used. Okay, these sketches were done with just a mechanical pencil. And I was, again, just practicing, faces. I'll flip it around so you can see. This one I used, I want to say I used, let me see, I'm pretty sure I used these Stabilo markers for this. I'm pretty sure that's what I used. Okay, oopsie. Anyway, I use these to do these shapes, and then I went in with a mechanical pencil and shaded the edges to give some of them the three-dimensional look. When I was younger, I used to try to do a lot. So much so, I thought that I wanted to be a fashion designer, but I realized that what I didn't want to be a fashion designer. What I liked was the illustrating part. Anyway, I digress. But these proportions are off big time. But what I can say is that it was good practice because I hadn't done fashion poses in a while. So it was good practice. If you saw the outfits, I got these references on Pinterest. The outfits look pretty good. The proportions are wrong, but the essence of the outfits is pretty good. Okay. This one is another example of trying things messy. Some things work and some things don't. Here's a case of it didn't work. I did this portrait with colored pencil, And I was fine with the portrait part. I tried to use just only vertical hatching, but I felt like it needed something. So I said, okay, I'm gonna add I'm gonna add splashes or India ink. So I tried the drips and that didn't really work. So then I'm pretty sure I used the paintbrush to like move the ink around. Or is this watercolor? Now I'm not sure. No, I think they're both colors are, it's pinks and reds. I think both colors are India ink. Anyway, I, ugh, that was not a good decision because it looks like blood to me. I hope I don't creep anybody out, but that's what it looks like to me. So this one was, no. And this one, same thing. It did not come out the way what is this? Is this an artichoke? Right, artichoke. Yeah, artichoke, right? It was colored pencils. I don't know if I used anything else with this. I did use something else. I'm wondering if I used my woodies or my temper paint sticks with this. Anyway, it just didn't, it wasn't what I had envisioned. So then I tried to do these outlines to make it pop. And yeah, it was a fail, but I tried it. These are, again, when I talk about how I like to watch movies and try to sketch what's in the movie as practice, because that is so far out of my comfort zone. And my granddaughter and I like this movie, Jingle Jangle. And so these are some of the characters. I didn't finish him, but if you've seen the movie, then this is the essence of him. This is the essence of the little robot or whatever. So there are some certain things that if you've seen the movie, you probably will know. So that page was, okay. Is it great? No, but it's okay. This one, oh, absolutely a fail. I was watching this movie with an older movie with Billy D. Williams. Um, love him, and none of these look like him at all. For those of you who are much younger, you probably know Billy D. Williams from the Star Wars movies, but I know him from movies prior to that. Anyway, this, yeah, it looks nothing like him, but it was a chance for me to practice. These, especially this one, I love. This again was another example of me using the watercolor, on the tone paper, and I just love the way it looks with a fine liner. I just really like this one. I don't know what that was. A design I just added on. Whatever. This one, I tried her the first time and the proportions were off. I was using a fine liner. And then I tried again. This is my second attempt. And I like the second attempt. But I actually like them both. I mean, are they perfect? The proportions are really off. They're still off here. But again, it was good practice. On the spread, this one I love the best. So again, I like the effect. This one I did around Christmas time, this past Christmas. And I liked the way it was coming along. And it was something I was trying to try based on something I saw on Pinterest. Colors and fine liners again. But then I added glitter and gold metallic markers and finish it. My intent was to go in and add like greenery, like sprigs of green, like a deeper green to make it, contrast and pop more, but I didn't finish it. This was like, on Pinterest, it's like a shower curtain pattern. Part of it was like from a pattern, and then I added more, and it's a mess. But again, I was trying something. And this one was from a rug, a pattern on a rug. and just trying something. This one I just was scrolling on Pinterest and I stopped and then draw what came up. Okay, this one is done. I need to put a piece of wax paper in here. But these German Shepherds are done with oil pastels. German Shepherds are I don't have any pets right now. With allergies, I can't. But when we were younger, we had dogs all the time, and we usually had German Shepherds because that's what my dad would always get, a German Shepherd. So I love German Shepherds. And so, yeah, I did this. And so when I look at it, it makes me think of some of our pets we had in the past. This one, I was doing more time sketches, and I was just, setting the timer and sketching animals. And I tried to fit as many as I could on the page. And then I just went back with a colored pencil just to add something to the page. And then I added text. This one is, again, watercolor on, because, again, I like the way watercolor looks on this tone paper. This is something that I love because my granddaughter and I, we have like prompt lists that we go on, and we'll pick off the list. And so she wasn't with me when I did this one. I was trying to think of something to draw. I went on a prompt list, and it was like crayon astronaut. And so I did this one, and I love it. Because I usually draw from references. Now, did I have to look at references to remember what like the astronaut outfit looks like? Yeah, I looked at some references to, help me remember and whatever. But this was something I did basically from my imagination, which is something that is very, very difficult for me to do. So it made me, those prompts, if you're trying to do something from imagination, go to one of those prompt lists, especially the kids prompt lists, and try doing some of those things. It helps. For me, it really push when I do them, they push me out of my comfort zone. My granddaughter and I do them quite a bit. Because she loves doing it. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can pull some out. Go to those prompt lists, and so these are this is hers. And these numbers correspond to which of the prompts we chose. So this one, I think we chose 2 different prompts. And she doesn't even hesitate. And this is her version, and this is my version. And I mean, this is totally out of my comfort zone. And you see, I didn't even finish she got to the 4th one, but I didn't even get to the 4th one because it's so difficult for me to do these. Again, this is my version. These are crazy. I can't believe I'm showing you all. But again, just to show you that everything doesn't have to be perfect. But these are hers, and hers are so amazing. So that's one session we did. And then here's another session we did. And these are hers. And these are mine. And so again, it's just a lot of fun. And again, if you're working on trying to improve, working from your imagination, I suggest doing that, going to, again, those kids prompt lists and just trying it. This one I did with colored pencils. And did I use Poscas? I think I used Poscas. Now, if you look at her cheek, this here was from, I had this sketchbook out. It was like on my table, and I was working on something else, and whatever I was working on was doing splatters, and this splattered onto the page. It is what it is. It's just my sketchbook, so. This particular one, uh, I had in my head the way I wanted this to look. This is Posca, I think watercolor and colored pencils. It doesn't, it's nothing like what I envisioned from, there was a reference I was using, but I was, of course, trying to change it. And I hated this page. But then I decided, okay, I'm just going to write across it. So I wrote create anyway. And actually, I like adding the text to it. I still think it's a mess. It is a mess, but because I was so whatever with the page, it made me jump out of my comfort zone and do the text. So I like that part. But this isn't, yeah, don't like that page. This was leftover gold paint from something else I was working on outside of the sketchbook, and I didn't want to waste the paint. My intent was to come back and do something on this page, but I didn't do it. This one I did with my tempera paint sticks, colored pencils. I said tempera paint sticks and colored pencils. This, the same thing, tempera paint sticks, colored pencils. And this one I just cut out, glued in here. And yeah, and I believe we made it to the last page. We did. Because this is just, I always do swatches on the last page. So this is the end. You made it to the end. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.